the new kids, these Gen Z now, I don't even know, but they're like too offended for the hardcore stuff like we used to get, if that makes any sense. Like,
yeah,
we used to get some brutal half hentai porn stuff and killing, you know what I mean? So it's like the new
nudity
stuff
has
is very
left all forms of media almost except for male nudity. I remembered John Krasinski has a show called Jack Ryan on Prime.
good show, but they ruined it.
Yeah, in season 1, he's sort of like an analyst detective guy who's out of his league, out of his depth. And then by the 3rd season, they just turned him into another Jack Reacher type character. He's just a badass assassin man now.
Yeah,
and it's like, well, you lost the whole spirit of the show. And not only that, I think it's the 3rd episode of the 1st season. Random titties, like John. I think John Krasinski hooks up with a hot chick. Great titties, and I was like, oh my god. Finally, a show with a little bit of nudity to keep just sprinkle a little bit of that into those boring scenes, and you'll tide me over to the next, interesting plot point or whatever. And I watched a couple seasons of it. There's no more nudity, and I thought about that like a week ago, and I googled like Jack Reacher nudity, and there's all these articles. Distasteful scene that turned viewers off, like out of nowhere for no reason. Breasts. I'm like. Yeah, exactly.
That was
exactly. That's the point.
Remember the Steven Seagal movie when she came out of the cake on the ship?
Yes, I do remember that.
Huge. Under Siege. Under Siege.
Was that Tracy Lords? Like it's a porn star or something.
Oh, is it? But it's a pivotal scene in the movie. I mean, we didn't need it, but like
we needed it.
Day,
it was
I remember
necessary.
that scene.
Yeah.
And that was like crazy.
It's by Erica Eleniak. Here's the scene.
How many of those articles that are like, this is a despicable display of female, how many of those authors do you think are fat women? Like 100% conservatively?
Like 100%. Like 100%. I don't know who, and horror movies are the same way. Like I've been watching a lot of like 70s, 80s, 90s horror, and it's like, oh my God, this is half a fucking porno. There's titties. Every 3rd scene, there's some big old titties, and then they kill her for pulling them out.
In the horror movies, like the 80s horror movies, at some points you're like, we got to get back to the monster because I'm starting to feel the danger level lowering. Like my idea of how dangerous this is diminishing by minute 6 of her naked in a bedroom.
Listen, Hellraiser had like a hardcore sex scene in it, bro, and it's like, damn, they don't make them like that. The first Hellraiser. When they're like on the dirty mattress and all that stuff. And I like showing my kids the old school horror movies to make sure they have some culture. Yeah. But sometimes I forget there's a scene in there. It's like, hold on a second. Hold on.
I feel worse for your kids than you in those situations, because there was nothing worse than when your dad's like, hey, you're 10 now. You're old enough to watch this. Just something he remembers from like 1980. And then you can feel him tense up when he's like, oh, I forgot there was, 5 different 3-minute long scenes of this happening throughout the film. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, should I like give a frowny face and shake my head to show that I know I shouldn't be seeing this, or do I just kind of like ride it?
All movies had titties. It was Under Siege is an action movie with Steven Seagal and Tommy Lee Jones. Great titties. All those horror movies have titties. Comedies had titties. National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo. Beverly D'Angelo gets naked in the shower randomly about a quarter of the way through the movie with her big old nice titties. All right.
Let's not forget Christy Brinkley.
She doesn't get naked though. She just kind of shows her thighs off in that red car, that Ferrari or whatever.
Well, there's a swimming pool scene. Are you sure she doesn't go skinny dipping?
Is that her at the swimming pool? I don't think it is. I think that's a different lady.
Okay.
Oh, you like a body double?
About Christmas Vacation when he imagines the lingerie woman like getting on and diving into the pool? Like he fantasizes
it's been
about
a long time. I thought he saw them in their like sports car, although I could be thinking about Cannonball Run. And then at the hotel, they happen to be staying at the same place. He just about jumps in. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. And he jumps in the swimming pool with the naked woman, right?
That's
like,
Vacation. That's Vacation.
Yeah.
That's the first Vacation.
Yeah.
How about Porky's?
I was just going to say that.
Okay. Now Porky's wasn't.
The Lassie scene?
It was about boobs. That was a movie about boobs.
That's true.
Well, guess whose mom didn't know that at Blockbuster? This guy. Me and my friends at 13 just be like, oh,
they made a nice movie about that pig. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Jesus, freaking Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street, Johnny Depp banging that chick. Jesus.
Yeah, it is funny how they removed the boobs from movies somehow.
Yeah.
They've edited a lot of movies when you see them on streaming.
I mean, just the new movies, they don't have boobs in the first place, it would seem.
Like, for instance, go watch 16 Candles. That is such a rapey movie, bro.
Yeah,
like a lot of the 80s like romantic movies and comedy movies are very rapey. Like Revenge of the Nerds. There's literally a rape.
Oh yeah. Back in
go back to the remember that Clint Eastwood movie, High Plains Drifter. As soon as he gets to town, he rapes a woman. Like that's the first thing he does is rape a woman.
Like he's establishing dominance in the town.
And it's not like like a gentle rape. He like drags her to a barn stall and rapes her while she fights.
She was being like sassy or something. He was trying to teach her.
Him.
Yeah, she sassed him, and he was trying to like exert some dominance, I think, and he raped her.
What did she sass him over? Was she like, "Sir, you're gonna have to pay for your stay"?
So he's walking. No. He's walking, and she sees he's walking, and she intentionally runs into him and blames him for running into her. And he's like, if you wanted to get acquainted, all you had to do was say so. And she goes, acquainted? Why? And she smacks him, and then it smacks his cigar out of his mouth. And then he like, oh yeah? And he like grabs her by the arm and drags her to the barn and rapes her. He just got to town. I mean minutes ago. His horse is still drinking the water. Like he just got there. He's dusty. He just gives her some dusty old barn dick. And then he fucks the hotel manager's wife after that.
So 3 minutes into the movie, he gives her a UTI. And
big time. Yeah, it's gonna burn when she pees for the foreseeable rest of the movie for sure.
Yeah, they didn't bathe. They didn't bathe back then, bro. It's nasty.
Not well enough. Everybody's talking about time travel. I'm worried about that smelly coochie. There's no point in going back in time if that's the mode of the day.
Sure, she had good access to amoxicillin and cranberry juice.
No cyllins.
Like I hope this is one of those things whiskey fixes.
She's got a mustard poultice wrapped around her coochie. This is not a good time to live in. None of the times are good to live in.
What happens to UTIs if you don't treat them? Do they just
your body fights it off eventually?
Your body fights it off eventually. Okay.
You died from the flu back then, bro. It was like, geez.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You either die eventually or you just have a UTI that lasts probably 6 times as long and you just struggle with it.
All the old men in those movies were like 40, 50. You know what I mean? Like you didn't live that long back then. Scary.
And he's